So where were we? This is going to be great. Trying to get everything back together again. And we're live again. So we were talking about, what were we talking about? Yeah, we were talking about which type of properties are best for investment. So 2 bed, 3 bed houses, 1 bed flats. They're always going to work, preferably in areas that are popular to rent. Yeah, they're going to be good. HMOs are going to make you more money, but you need areas of high employment, preferably doctors, nurses, legal people in city centres. That's where they work. Um, what is risk in investment? So, any investment, there are risks. Whether you're investing in crypto, your stocks and shares, or property, things can go wrong. And if you know that what can happen, uh, things can go very wrong at times. But you just have to make sure you know what you're doing, which is why we say always get a good education. Uh, but from property investment, obviously, you could buy a property that's got problems that you're not aware of, which will then cost thousands of pounds to fix. You could buy property in an area that nobody wants to live, and then you're never going to earn money. You could spend too much to buy a property, and then return on your investment's going to be very low. Um, you could rent it to somebody that can't afford it, and you could rent it to somebody that would trash your property. There's all lots of things that can go wrong, um, but there are ways to mitigate your risks, and there are ways to manage people and to talk to people and actually have a win-win scenario with tenants and landlords and investors so that everybody wins. And as long as everybody's treated as an equal partner, um, you tend to have no problems at all. But there is always a risk. You know, you could you could have the roof cave in, and then you have to then find somewhere for people to live, and it costs you a fortune. Your insurance might not cover you for certain things, so you need to make sure you are covered. Uh, who invests in real estate? Well, to be honest, in the UK, in the world, people who invest in real estate are people who are wealthy or they become wealthy through property. um, People who want to secure their future, and secure their family's future. These are all people that are interested and regularly invest in property. And it's something that's, you need to, it's be aware that it tends to be the 1% of the community, the population invest in property. And professional investors are the 1% of the 1%. So it's a small number of people that actually do this, although it's a lot more people are interested in doing it, and a lot more people are going on courses to do this. Just because you go on a course doesn't mean you become an investor. But more people are getting involved as the knowledge is being uh, distributed through the internet. So that's why we specialize in helping people go from theory to practice, because if you can get the theory for free, you just need to know how to put it into practice, and you can become an investor. There's nothing stopping any of you and anybody that, no matter what your financial situation is now, you can become a property investor. Whereas in the past, it was only the rich that did it, and it was something that they kept to themselves. So what are the types of investment? Well, types of investment in property. Well, you've got your buy-to-lets, where you just buy a property and let it out. You've got rent to rents, so you rent a property off a landlord and then you rent it out for more. So you could rent a property for £500 and rent it out for 1,000. Um, and then you've got uh, commercial property. So commercial property are hotels, shops, restaurants, anything that a business would run their business from. Um, they have different rules and regulations. So if you're not looking um, for much liability, then a commercial investment would be good because the in a commercial lease, the person who is the tenant has to repair the property as well. So that's good. Whereas if you're in residential property and you're renting it out, then the landlord's responsible for repairs. So things like that, if you're interested, could actually make a difference. Uh, Serviced accommodation or holiday lets, uh, they both basically mean the same thing. Um, so you instead of having a hotel room for the night, you can rent a whole apartment or a whole house for the night. Generally, they bring in more money because instead of renting it out for a week for £100, £200 or whatever, you could rent it out for a night for £200. So you can imagine you can make a lot more money that way. You got HMOs, so homes of multiple occupancy or house of multiple occupancy, depending on who you talk to. Outside the UK, they're known differently, but HMOs and student accommodation. So basically, you have a house with five, six, seven bedrooms in it, and each tenant rents a bedroom, and then you get communal areas, so the lounge, dining room, kitchen, bathrooms can be communal. So the landlord then rents out each bedroom. Generally, means that you get more money coming in. So instead of renting a property for £1,000, you could rent each room for £500 each. And if it was five rooms, that's £2,500. So you're getting a lot more for your money, for your investment. Um, and obviously you got your student accommodation, like I said, and then you're going into commercial to residential. You're going into uh, purchase lease options and purchase options. There's lots of different strategies and types of investments. Um, Obviously, once you look at any one of those, you then look at size of property, how many properties you get in there, whether you can turn properties into flats, or whether there's multiple let flats in a building. You could own a building that has 200 flats in it, or you could own a building that somebody rents to run it as a hotel or the local Tesco's, or you know, you could do anything with property. Hmm. Doesn't seem like anybody's joining me today. So, um, what is a property in simple words? A property in simple words is a building that you can own. So it can be a house, it can be a shop, it can be basically a building with four walls and a roof. So you can even rent garages out. You can rent storage rooms and storage space. You can rent anything. But a property is generally a piece of real estate that you own, or you can own, or you can rent. What is the meaning of property finance? So probably finance. Um, uh, yeah, so probably finance. It's basically a mortgage. It's personal. Somebody can lend you the money to buy a property. Um, you can do anything you want when you lend the money. So buy-to-let mortgages, commercial loans, um, private rental notes, use a credit card if you got one big enough. There's many things that becomes property finance, from bridging loans to development loans. Um, so basically, you in any property finance, you are borrowing money off for an investor or a bank to then go and buy property, or then go and develop property, or build property. So it's quite a wide area. It's something that is very interesting if you know what you're doing. Um, is it safe to invest in property? Depending on what your class is safe. Obviously, we spoke about risks already. If you want something that is risk-free, then do not invest in property, stocks, or crypto, or anything like that. You put your money in the bank and just leave it there. It won't make you much, but you'll be safe. Um, if you're willing to take a risk, then yeah, property and other styles of investing are good. But I would never say it's safe to invest in anything until you know what you're doing and you can mitigate those risks. How does investing in property make money? Right. So how does investing make money? In two ways. If you buy a property and the market goes up, then you make money because the property then is worth more. So you can then sell it and pocket the difference. Um, you can buy a property that needs renovating or adding value. You do the renovation and sell it. You can then just pocket the money that's left over. So, for instance, you could buy a property for 100,000, put I'm still live. Looks like we are. If we wave, we might see in a bit. Oh, right. The broadband keeps dropping. So I think that, yeah, we're going to call it there. There's nobody online and get fed up, basically. Right. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the recordings. I think I'm gonna have to edit 2 or 3 recordings together for this. But next week I'll be here again. Hopefully with better broadband that doesn't keep dropping out. And like, subscribe if you want to see whether we actually are on next week or not. It's always an option. You never know. But if you have any questions, get in touch. Come and see us at Property Legacy, um, the podcast on YouTube. Come and see us at Facebook, at the Property Legacy podcast Facebook page, and our website, propertylegacypodcast.co.uk. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.